And welcome back to Let's Play Shantae Half Genie Hero. Hey, look over there! Looks like we've stumbled into another memory. Cape Crustation. I flew Shantae here to stop an act of sabotage. Joy, it was my race tickets that got us in here. Abner and Poe still haven't forgiven me for giving their tickets to you two instead. Well, that at least explains how these two got there. See, I was sacrificing for the team before any of this. We wouldn't even be here if you'd have been helpful from the beginning.
Huh?
Hold up. This was us before, right? So why does Ronnie look so strange? Indeed, if you are paying attention, and if you had played Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, you might recognize this girl from the the village of Lost Souls on Bog Island in Pirate's Curse. Whoa! Yeah, look at that! You look kind of alive.
What?
It's like I'm not a zombie! What does this mean? Evidently, Shantae knew you in the past and never mentioned it. I suppose this is how she remembers you. What? Not possible. Although, that does kind of explain why she's so nice to me. Especially when other people run away. Right, it means she sees you for you. What's this? Continuity? Character development? I like it! Gosh, it's all so honest. Like how she sees you as the weak little crybaby.
Come on.
We're wasting time. To conquer this memory, we're going to have to win this race. Well, if we were following this memory accurately, Sky and Bolo should be watching from the stands. And so we begin the Magic Carpet race once again. I find that Sky is really the best choice for this. With Wrench's hovering ability, you can very easily make these jumps more so than you could with Shantae, naturally. Though there will be some parts up ahead where we will need to use Bolo and hook onto some hooks. But we'll get to that when we get to it. And once again, you can take out all the passengers for gems if you want, and possibly magic, but why would you want to do that? We're the good guys. Okay, so we got a blue squid coming up here. Jump to the squid with Bolo, then immediately hook shot onto this second hook so that you don't wind up falling into the pit. It can be really difficult to get the timing right on that. But remember, if you do fall off, you'll just bounce right out and then you can land on the ship that way, or another carpet. Still, a rather difficult squid, probably one of the harder ones in the DLC, but still nothing unmanageable. If you're quick, you could also use one of Sky's eggs to try and get that. Okay, now we're going to need Bolo in order to swing across here. Keep your eyes peeled, because we got another squid right here. And I just totally whiffed that jump. Normally you want to grab that squid and then latch onto the hook so that you don't fall into the pit like that, but alas. And switch over to Sky before we jump onto this last carpet, because we're going to need her as we go into this next boss fight. Halt! Who goes there? No one is allowed past this point. Ammo Baron's orders. Let's blast this clown. Twitch and Vinegar. Take him down. So, first part of this fight's pretty simple. Spam birds. As each of the girls makes passes around, they will constantly be getting hit with birds as they pass through. And when they start doing their individual attacks, go ahead and bust out Bolo and hit them with the spike ball as much as you can. Switch back to Sky when they start shuffling around again to continue dishing up twos. This part of the fight really helps out. Not really helping out, though, is Ronnie Tops. Her short range, I really don't find it all that useful here. Try to get in their face as much as you can when they start doing their individual attacks. Bolo's spike ball really is the best choice for this. Although the blaster attack from Vinegar here can be kind of difficult to avoid, so you probably won't get too many attacks in as you make each pass, but do your best to try and get those in as much as you can. Pay attention to the pattern of the carpets. Alright, so we begin the airship part of this level. And we have ourselves another change of music as we come here. This is Scuttletown's theme from Shantae and the Pirate's Curse when the Ammo Baron completed the renovations to Scuttletown and turned it into Ammo Town. This was the music that played during that part of the game. Anyway, we got ourselves a head-throwing puzzle here. Pretty easy to get to the squid, but a little tricky to get back. I mean, you can take the shortcut of just... Oh, you stop doing that. As a shortcut, you can just jump into the lasers, and that will just take you directly to the door at the cost of half a heart of damage, but I don't find this part to be that bad. You just jump onto this platform, throw to this next one, and then you can just throw your way back up to the door you started at. Not too tough. Okay, now we've got some rather wide jumps that we need to make right here. Switch to Roddy on top of Wrench's Bert on top of Wrench and throw to the magic carpet. Do it again once you get to this part. You need to have a lot of faith in your egg throwing ability when you come to this point. You can also use Wrench to hover the rest of the way across, or you can just do another head throw if you like. Whichever you're more comfortable with. Now this part can be kind of mean. The ammo grunts are coming at you so frequently that there's not really a good opening in order to get across here, so my usual strategy for this is to try and get them to drop 2 hearts so that I can tank 4 damage by running into one of them and then have a net loss of no damage as I'm going across. So far they don't seem to be cooperating though. Someone drop some hearts. Need 2 of them to drop hearts. Okay, I see 3 magic jars there, so... Well, I probably should have eaten a brain on the way across, but alas, didn't plan that out as well as I hoped, but... Yeah, usually I'll just wait for 2 hearts and then run across. Alright, time for another head-throwing puzzle here. It's not too terribly difficult. Starting to feel more like a glorified game of golf, really. That was kind of close. And, yeah, that's all there is to that. Now, this next part coming up can be kind of tricky. Be careful not to jump into the fireballs. Get up to where that cannon is and then just kind of duck down and attack it. This next one, however, take out this turret as quickly as you can before those ammo grunts catch up to you. Otherwise, yeah, they're going to bump into you, and as stated before, they do quite a bit of damage, so watch out. That is oddly satisfying, throwing birds at those 3 turrets all in a row. Another Roddy head throw to get past these. That can be kind of wide, but nothing unmanageable. Some of these jumps are a little uncomfortably wide, so if you want to, you can use Roddy's head throw, or you can fly across using Wrench. Boy, I'm taking a lot of hits here. Yeah, I think I'm going to brain it up. We got some more jars here if you want them. Aim for this middle line here so that that doesn't happen.
Ready.
Let's try it again. Oi! Well, there is a point to be made here. If I didn't eat the brain when I did, that would have been a lethal hit by that laser there, and that would have been game over. So, yeah, manage your hearts, folks. But there we go. So yeah, just leave yourself enough space in order to get away from those lasers, and you should be pretty fine there. Wait till the lasers get out of the way, then you can duck down and go into these doorways. And here's where we'll find the last blue squid for this area.
Nice.
Bolo gets things done so much faster. Okay, we're almost to the end of this section. How's everyone doing on gems? Everyone's fine on gems, I just need some magic for Roddy and we'll be all good. Okay, so these last few jumps that we need Bolo for are kind of wide and kind of leap of faith-ish, because you can't see the ship as you're jumping to it, and it actually didn't finish going into position before I got to it, so that's great. Okay. So there you go, that's how you get across there. Honestly, I probably could have just waited on that last hook a minute, but oh well. Okay, onto the ship interior. More or less the same as before, and I should have given that magic to Ronnie, oh well. But yeah, nothing we haven't seen already. Go ahead and switch to Sky to get the egg up there. Oi, these jumps. I really wish that there was a better way to use the eggs in this game. Now, for the most part, your attacks can usually take out these ammo grunts without too much issue. Most of them go down one hit, of course, except for the ones that are throwing Molotovs at you. Those ones will usually take 2 or 3 hits to bring down. Just be careful not to stand in the range of their attacks, and you should be okay. Headed on up here. We'll be able to come here later with one of Shantae's abilities. But over here, we'll find another of the blue squids. Switch over to Bolo to take out these boxes, or use Sky's eggs to throw over them. And then use Ronnie Tops to get to the squid itself. Perfect, right in front of the door. And as I had mentioned before, there are plenty of opportunities to get some magic during this particular part of the level because of all the ammo grunts that are around. Feel free to pull out Ronnie and have her beat down on some of the parts where there are infinitely spawning ammo grunts. And down below is probably one of the best places to refill gems. Not just these jars here either, but the ones that we're going to encounter in this room. Dip down underneath, switch over to Sky, and we're going to start making our way up from this platform. Use Bolo to reach this hook, and up we go. I'd also like to take a moment to point something out here. This is a very mean laser placement. It blends in with the water background. Don't walk into it or you're going to go back to the beginning of this room. Seriously, I hate this placement. Oh. Can't tell you how many times I've accidentally walked into that. Anyway, back to Bolo as we swing up here. And yeah, we're almost to the top now. If you're too low on the bird throw, then use Ronnie Thompson's head throw to get the rest of the way up. And there you go. Plenty of jars here. Hopefully we'll get some magic out of one of them. Nope, just gems. But yeah, if anybody's short on gems, which right now none of mine are, then this is a good place to go and refill whoever needs them. Alright, working our way up some more. Usually a good idea to take out enemies from a distance if you can. And as I've stated before, you can also use the egg throw to damage enemies. Very slowly. Ever wondered how much damage these guys can take? Well, this is 10, 11, 12. 12 hit points on those guys. Ah. Uh-oh. Those bats are a little more durable than I was expecting. Okay, now, switch over to Sky. Have an egg ready over here. Well, actually, you should probably have it ready before, as the lasers are shooting. Oh, bad jump. But, yeah, you want to time that so that you are landing on the platform right before it disappears and right as the lasers are disappearing. Timing it can be a little tricky. Okay. And if you aim yourself correctly, you'll be in just the right position to take out that ammo grunt at the other side. Wait for both these lasers to turn off and then hover across. Not too terribly difficult. Switch back over to switch over to Roddy or Bolo so that you can continue to take these guys out real quickly. I'm pretty sure they need 2 hits from one of Sky's birds. I just need a little more magic and then Roddy will be topped off again. Kinda hoping one of these guys will drop some. But it's not looking like they're going to. It doesn't look like they're actually dropping anything. So that's great. Oh well, I'm sure we'll be fine. I say as I'm getting pelted with Molotovs. Don't worry too much about losing health at this point. There will be a giant heart waiting for us at the end of this section, so you will be going into the boss with full health, regardless of what happens here. Yeah, I was kind of waiting for the Molotov before I create a platform, and there we go. Okay, once again, take Roddy's head throw so you can get to this squid in this little room here. And do the same to get back. Aim for the very right of that platform, otherwise you might overthrow and go into the spikes, which will damage you. This can be kind of tricky, but the spike ball definitely helps out here. Oh, that's the last bit of magic. Oh, it probably went down into the spikes. Oh well. Everyone's pretty maxed out on spikes, so I'm not going to worry about the jars off to the left side. So we'll just use the egg throw to get us across these platforms. Careful of your positioning so that you don't get hit by a Molotov on the way up. And there's our last bit of magic. Perfect, from the last enemy that we were going to encounter. And inside one of these jars, we'll have the giant heart, which will put you back to full health. And so all that's left to do is to take out the main engine. Once again, don't walk into the engine itself because it can damage you. Not sure why that is, but yeah. Just stand to the side, hit it, and be done with it. And boss time! Ending this cutscene. Blast it all! That ship cost billions of crowdfunded dollars! Whoa! I can't help myself, what can I say? Hello, ladies!
Huh?
Hey, what about me? Shafted as always. Whoa! Okay, I'll stop. Sorry, fella. Didn't hardly see you there. Look, we're at max capacity, kid, so how about you step aside and make room for a real man? Eyes on the prize, ladies. No one can resist a man in uniform. Boom! And he's transformed into M. Bison again. So, who's gonna be the lucky lass? I got a flying carpet uniform and about a dozen animated movie soundtracks to choose from. Ammo Baron's gonna show you the world. We're gonna soar over and under the clouds, high and low, and drag our fingers in the lake. All that garbage. Step right on up. Plenty of Ammo Baron to go around. No takers? Anyone?
Pass.
I'm in. Oh, seriously?
Psych!
What? You'd skip out on a heartfelt musical number with yours truly? Fine! In that case, witness the fury of an Ammo Baron scorn! And so we can finally get on with the fight. Ammo Baron, shining, shimmering soldier. Not sure what that's referencing, but yeah. I would pull out Sky for this first part to kind of whittle down his soldiers. Take them out quickly before they can, before you start sending them out to attack you. Then switch over to Roddy Tops when he comes into range, and just keep hitting him with your foot. After that, he'll start sending out his soldiers to come raining down on you. I prefer to have Bolo out for this part because I want Sky and Roddy Tops to remain leveled up during this part of the fight. Alright, back over to Sky as he pulls in more of his soldiers. The birds are a really good way of whittling down his numbers. And thankfully, because they drop some 8 gems, you're not going to have to worry too much about losing your levels. Come on down, please. This is the annoying part of the fight. He spends the first part of his health bar way up there, and then he decides to come down like that. Alright, switching back over to Polo. Additionally, you can also use Polo's spike balls to do a little extra damage while you're waiting for this other attack to end. Alright, back over to Sky, as the rest of his reinforcements are now coming in. It's also a good idea to use the bird shield attack for this, as you can do a little extra damage as well as they are passing by you. Okay, and then use Roddy Tops to finish the job. Ammo Baron's not really going to do anything to try and stop you, so yeah. You just stand there, mash the attack button, and watch him go down. And once again, hang on to your brains if you need additional health during this part. Everyone dresses so similarly. Groan! What happened? And that's the extent of the dialogue that we're going to get from him. I guess he doesn't have a whole lot to say to, Shantae's friends. Oh well.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Alright, so where to now? When Roddy left to watch the End of the World show, I stayed behind. You're lucky. I was left behind because of her. You should have told us what Hypno Baron was planning from the beginning. Seriously, why do you not fill us in on these things? I had to walk all the way to his castle on foot. Assuming there's anything else you walk on? I was promised new legs, and now I'm gonna take them. Try it. Come on, you two, hands to yourselves. Hypno Baron's castle should be the final memory. Can we do this one more time? Fine. I suppose. That's the spirit.
No problem.
Okay, and with that, Cape Crustation is finished, and we're heading off to the Hypno Baron's castle in the next part. See you then!